Hi, I'm Naomi with Sword and Steel, and if you've been following my channel, you'll probably know that I'm going to be checking out this new Citadel color base Runelord Brass. Now, they did have a layer Runelord Brass, and this is going to take its place on the shelf, but they're two different colors. Let's look at that. So beyond comparing this old Runelord Brass to the new Runelord Brass, we are also going to be checking out what the difference is between layering it over a primer of matte black, layering it over a primer of gloss black, laying it over an ivory primer, as well as applying it as a base versus applying it as something that you dry brush on. And because I'm really curious, I enjoy this. I think I'm going to really enjoy this color. I'm also going to check out what it looks like when you have used oxide on it and then dry brushed after that to see what really aged effect we can do with it. Alright, so here's our Runelord Brass, the new one. Here is one thing that I have primed with gloss black. Here's some little candlesticks that I've primed with gloss black. This one is a piece from the Roads and Fences, and we're gonna paint that sun up using Nihilakh Oxide over top of it. And I've got this fellow. If you have seen my previous video using this Armor Shade gloss, I'm going to apply this so we can compare this new color with all of the other colors that I did for Games Workshop, all of them. And then once we've compared what they look like, we'll also add Cryptek Armor Shade gloss over top of it to see how that turns out. And lastly, we've got this fellow who I used the Tesseract Glow on. I thought, you know what? Maybe he would look really cool brass. Alright, some Army Painter mixing balls. Very brown. Softer brown. Alright, mixed. Let's have a look. Ooh, such a nice color. Two different colors. Sarcanoptic alloy. It's not the same as the old Runelord Brass. This Runelord Brass. Oh, it's looking pretty close now that they're both mixed. Seems pretty close to me. That doesn't mean we're not going to do our experiments though. This one is gone. First, let's get it on here. So I'll give this 2 coats. While it's drying, we'll move on to the next thing. Now, let's do these cute little fellows. Cute little candlesticks. These are from a terrain crate. The GM's Dungeon Starter Set terrain crate by Manta Games. For any of you wondering. Just making certain not to have too much on my brush, but this little metal covers very nicely. Now, let's look at what it's like dry brushing. I'll show you these after they're dried. Let's dry brush this fellow on. Okay. My brush is ready to go. Put it on your brush, take it off again. I'm probably going to need more than that, but... Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. For metals like this, when you're dry brushing, you don't necessarily, now if you're going to dry brush it so that it's basically all covering up the black underneath, that's a different story. But if you're dry brushing with the intention to leave some of your black showing, then an ununiform dry brushing I find is the best. For realism, that's what I find anyway. because light doesn't hit off these uniformly. In most cases, I mean, sunlight would be different because it's so strong, but ambient light would be hitting off in all sorts of different ways. So making it, you know, a little bit arbitrarily bright in some places and not bright and less bright in others, I think that adds well to the realism of metal. Here's one layer. Right, shall we go and cover it up more? Boop, boop. Oh my goodness, why do I have that song stuck in my head? Do 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 do. I think that's good. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Lovely sun now. All right. Sun done. I think the second layer of this one I'll just dry brush on. Right, here it is. Runelord Brass. Now, little mister. No, I think it's good as is. Don't need to thin it. Where's your foot? Oh, that's your foot. Curved surfaces. It does seem to shine. Literally and figuratively. This is a Chaos Fury model. But you are going to be my gargoyle. I find that Games Workshop's paints, as long as they're mixed, have lovely coverage. I think that'll do for this test. The dry brushing has reduced its glossiness, so let's add edge highlight to bring that back. What do you think is looking metallic? Oh, and that's the color when dry brushed with a little bit of edge highlighting. Now that we've seen what this fellow looks like as is, let's stick that wash over it. I'm choosing this wash since it has a really nice color to it, and it seems to add to warm metals. We're going to test that out. All right. Let's see what Agrax Earthshade Gloss looks like over it. A much less reddish brown, as you can see. Yeah. Between the two of them, I think I prefer this reddish one. You have to be sparing with this. Yeah, let's imagine that it's been upright for a long time. So most of it would have been down towards the bottom. Well, this is surprisingly fun, and I better not get carried away because this is too fun. I don't know why it's fun to age it, but it is. Now it's time to apply it to this, and this one I'm just gonna cover. Yup. Come on out. Okay. It's good. Don't need that much. In those crevices. Alright, now that it's dry. It's nice. I think this looks good on them. Here he is. No change really, he dried quite quickly, I think. I like this look, this old bronze statue look. And here we go. Alright. An old... That's one possible look. And the sun. Now, I wasn't too careful on either of these because I'm going to be dry brushing the brass right back over top so that the verdigris is more in the crevices rather than all over the place. Just like that. Kind of like how that is, but let's see what it's like. I'll just brush in this one direction. A little bit more. May add stains of other colors, perhaps, but I think this is a nice starting point. So, truth be told, I was expecting a darker metal, but it got me. The unmixed paint got me. I like it, but it was not the color I was expecting. On the other hand, you add wash over it, and it will be the color that you're expecting. Well, those are my first impressions on the Runelord Brass base they just came out with. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did and you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!